Onde.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then?
Be still, The lieutenant isn't studying.
Perhaps. See that ladder?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on.
Yes, it's probably. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. What do you think you are? A heavy worker's isn't this something an induction?
Noted.
The corpse looks at you. You seem to be holding it. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below.
Active decay.
He's about to blow!
Kuno's got.
If there ever.
Oh yeah, Nappa! Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close. Looks like it's time for me to... I'm going away.
What's going on there?
fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck.
You can still see the top of her hat. There he still is, looking right through you.
I can't believe it. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Of course. No problem.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere... Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it not. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a...
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should... But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure...
Silence. The air between them become... Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Whatever you say, officers. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples. Yeah, apples. I take it.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
No.
He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage.
It's my last one. Why would I do that? I'm an honest man. I bet. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. It's about biological determination. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head. Suit yourself, officer.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
No.
you need tear to use the tear machine. Welcome to Frit. Feel free.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No, I don't think so.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but, I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long. I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal spray.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, magnesium, and Hypnogamma. St. Baptiste. St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one... I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a... I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess... Uh-huh.
A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol there, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol. Lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. No response wherever this...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
The woman still... An old monument stands. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his... Well, he blew through the whole national treasury. Starting the decline, his own maladministration foreshadowed the... Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon. Instead of a bed, like a... But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian blow, allegedly twice as potent. Beneath the cold waters, the original was blown some years ago. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped people in Martinet. Philip III, the squanderer, however,
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive. Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in this local matter.
Pity. Let us work! We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If the bastards hadn't... Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of...
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. Honest men and women, with rights, to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interest. We came here to help the harbor run.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work from beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers. Raised silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Scab? I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself. I walk right past measure. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Walk right past, then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles.
You know, Serious business. I'm sure that...
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better foot.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. Your mouth moves, but the one who speaks is Al-Ghul. You are but Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning. Jerking motions, signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup? You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war. You dominated lesser cultures. Like the deformed, you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You...
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history. Bring your troops to the Seminant. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and
you are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtech. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does. You need...
Yeah, I mean, otherwise...
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals. Excluding the Mao, of course. A receding genetic pool has led the Mao on reprehensible street parades. In Mao cities like CANAL, the Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and the other large mondial overproduction of SIBO. As proven by the Mao and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese, the Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The latter is perfect. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. are what you would call white, officer. in a suspect description.
Yes. To an untrained eye, the koiko appear white and pinkish. Like a pinkness is a racial The koiko, the count of their Vasholians.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Gra. The revolution, enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured lesser races like the mosquito. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Koiko? This will, but enough. It is cruel to entertain. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even... You need to internalize what you have heard here today. Then return to me. This clarity does not come instant. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease. Racists are generally... I am...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
The size of the earlobes is not a real crime.
Your earlobes are flawless, Jean.
Yes.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yeah.
Babe, thanks. But I got this. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? Rock and roll is more. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance, in silence.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist...
That will be the...
There always is.
Race is reality. There is nothing funky up tips, CF. It would be cruel. I cannot possibly imagine. The unpromising race...
to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure,
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. A lorry stuck in the
Hello again, officer. How are things?
There are clothes inside. Cheap second-hand.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes.
You find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from wood.
Economical, but also trendy. Look first hand. Buy second hand.
No good. All you can come up with are some treated wool pants.
Estão atrás mais dessas coisas loucas, né? Romance.
Loops around the waist. They itch like
All natural materials, see? Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real. You won't regret it, officer.
there's a pile of cheap
You like sunglasses, officer?
abort.
Damn!
They're perfect for concealing your bloodshot and baggy eyes.
No, you are definitely not buying those. No, I can't. We can't walk around with you looking like this. Okay, fine.
You see a samurai. The name Sileng is embroidered over.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? Ah, yes.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective. Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speak anything for you. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais from the Sigai province.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago.
No, apricot. Speaking of, why not support? Everything's still cool.
couple of indicator lights. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be... You pull the lever. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever back. Wasn't there a...
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an...
I wasn't here to witness it, but those... Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything round here. It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Safety measure. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes? Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
The coast part of the map is inaccessible until the 3rd day.
Well, there's the... Yeah, not really much else. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not? A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
700 real. A bargain, I dare say. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys. Big men on big horses, clad in lamella.
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these.
A long, long time ago. They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers.
Which ones? Ah, royalist soldiers from the time of...
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive.
You're probably talking about... I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. Maybe.
The The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. If police work means playing tapes, sure, you can use it for that, or any other. Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sound. If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities. I do appreciate it. It's not often that what can I do?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers...
Who are your customers?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking... As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what? Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement, a drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. I've had to take it, you know, since the people...
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The cleanup happened 15 years, so I came to Martinez. A bad idea. So we were an all I lived by. There wasn't much there's a reason. So much did no one's.
So much bitten.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor. I like the theory more than the story.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. Typical Martinez.
Hey, up here, Piggo.
A striking woman leans.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake...
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope my...
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I do believe you.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share...
She's a professional negotiator. She should have feelings will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superior. The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complaint. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and, you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the... What I propose is, we ask her, then... Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from me.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track.
Wild Pine seems to be well up.
We're in logistics. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. Unlikely, officer.
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company. We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's...
Well, here's your chance, officers. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock work.
There was a shakedown of local businesses.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the... This is a limited time. Thousands of liters of...
Well, at least this solves...
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisara. Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come... In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol. It's for
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19. It's a pleasure craft. A 19-pacer. It also happens to be my sloop.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified...
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she's qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming.
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one...
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
About the boat? Good. Of course, Detective.
Sturdy metal door. The door rattles again. The door rattles again.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. Ha! The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No. I already told you. Go check the
backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police.
There is no reply. Just faint sweeping. A sturdy metal door. The door rattled.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting... Doesn't matter who I am. Now go on, get out of here. Ha! The police? Everyone... No. I already... Go check the back...
Backyard door. There must be another.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. The streets will flow red once more.
The streets will not flow red with anything.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. Ask away, pigman, but I don't promise to answer. I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's
Actually, there is a shortage.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two. The woman on the boat does not notice her.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. It's where they grow whores like her. And they're whoremen. Have you got a crush on her? Aching for an opportunity to Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official watch your back.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have no clue. It's just a wall. So many walls.
There must be another way into the building.
You see a young man on a balcony.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. I don't want to be seen talking to the...
It's the god of cigarettes, and you don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Apologies, but this is my...
The god himself has denied you absolution.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. As you wish. Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps...
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you...
I had a friendo. He was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette.
My name?
Martin Martinez. Good local name. Let's go with that.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go.
Ah, there it goes.
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk, he could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that musk. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's go check out the door near the pier again. Once we found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is... Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pig's come to take me out! Trying to snuff me out! Then why you sneak?
Just an ordinary wall. A sturdy metal door. This could be a way into the apartment building the smoking man vanished into.
Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves.
You can't think of anything convincing. Time for some police brutality.
No, you're not.
You don't scare me, punk. I may be an old woman, but I can still take the likes of you. Good. We had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
Madame, I assure...
There is no reply. Just faint, sweeping sounds inside.
Madame!
There is no reply. The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. The police? Everyone? No. I already told you. I will go check the backyard.
Backyard door. With the smoker. You already were there. Didn't work.
Madame!
There is no reply.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Right to work!
The unpromising raised pupil returns. And... everyone can see that. It has...
Baby, don't be mean. Give him another chance.
anything for you, babe. Look, babe. The minion of law is also a racist, but he...
So unadvanced.
The basic race education he received in high school has led him to think his file basic racist. I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for very well. You may enter the door once. Our race convert.
Finally. Let's go.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Couron. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor. All items on the list have been crossed out.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing in...
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Remember, Leo, all items on the drawer slides. The tarpaulin cloak, as your fingers touch the top. Control panel with several knobs. Marsh. On. Arrête. Off. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. The rusty control panel grows warm to the touch.
I can't see how that was worth.
The crane does not return to its original. Before you stands a cargo container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? You do? Because there are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well... We are not here to interact with containers.
No reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because what wasn't an option? Now is not the time to get philosophical.
You're back before the cargo can... No reply. This is the night watchman. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot.
Nothing incriminating catches you. It's a black and white photo.
Why did you take that picture of René? Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. Stale air. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however. You stand and exit the booth. The lyrics to this, the accent is so thick, it's
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Evra. I see you are not a union man, mister. I mean, I don't personally mind. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them.
Told you.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived there, and guys like Mr. Evra and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Oh, Mr. Evra is where he always is. In his office, of course. Oh yes, born and raised in a riot. People say us Ubi.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Bye-bye now.
Before you is a walrus of a man, seated behind a large desk. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debardes Union here, and I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debardes Union help a representative of the...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people... This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Don't mention it, but also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Are you all right, Harry? It's not like you left...
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois!
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's...
What an odd demonstration.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know I trust you.
Thank you for your understanding.
You too.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation. Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her. Just if she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator... Of course, Harry. I have no inch. Tell her about all of...
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night.
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it. Fantastic! You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with...
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Yes, your gun will be...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding,
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Of course. Let us... My God, so...
I think the odds of that are very low.
I assure you, I have a big... I'm sure you...
Are you trying to...
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry...
Everard's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
Oh, Harry.
I'm sure it's not that bad. It's what...
So how about it, Harry? You need assistance, I presume? Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky. Outshining all others. Of course I do.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
Ah, this? My friends in...
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you are. It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
You don't feel like either one of these things. You know what your name is.
No, I'm really not. You are Harry. And I can work with you, Harry. But of course, Harry. Your family? Harry, you're not a family man. Family, Harry? Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia. You wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take...
Uhum.